afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the Mason City Arena, home of your Mason City Mohawks. And for the first time in 10 days, we've got Mohawks hockey live here on YouTube. My name is Mitch Kieran. Glad to have you aboard. It's been nearly 2 weeks for myself calling some Mohawks hockey, so I'm definitely looking forward to this one. And today's contest should not disappoint. We've got Mason City and the Roughriders of Cedar Rapids making the long trip, and it should be a very fun game. Looking at it here, it's beginning to look a lot like Christmas, and I'll just say that with all the winter snow that we got immediately following the I-35 Cup game, which Mason City brought back up I-35 North for the first time in 3 years. But we got the coaching staff plus the varsity players waiting to the 2:30 puck drop, all donning Christmas sweaters. You love to see it, and what's now going to be the second year in a row for another fun holiday hockey tradition, it's our teddy bear toss game. In our nightcap later on to the varsity game, should the Mohawks score the first goal, then we will see, for the second time in 2 years, the flight of the teddy bears going to benefit local North Iowa early childhood students. So you love to see it, and we're hoping for a great turnout as well. We see a lot of Roughriders fans making the trip, and we're underway here under our first 30 seconds as there's a shot sent in just wide of the net on Jocelyn Endelman. She's got a toe save as well as the puck gets sent back to the corner. Mason City JV at 4-6 currently this season as another save for Endelman, and just a flurry of shots from the doorstep for the Roughriders. Finally, Jude Sorensen's going to get rid of that one back to the points as the Roughriders still trying to put on the early pressure here. Still from the corner, Jude Sorensen trying to work the boards. That's a player looking back, has really stepped up his game, earning an assistant captain A on the sweater for the JV games. One of the biggest things I think that has improved from his game is his work from the point and his passing. As there's a couple of shots, Carson Asby from the red line trying to bury one past the netliner, as that's a nice punch away. Raiden Kuntz with a nice shot from the point, trying to work it deeper for Mason City. As in net, it looks to be Michael Miles for the Roughriders, donning the black, white, and green. Mason City in the home whites with the red numbers and black buckets and breezers. The puck's going to get sent back down the other way for icing at 13-18. Mason City again entering this one at 4-6 after a 4-2 start to the season. It's been a 4-game skid for the Mohawks as they take on the Roughriders sitting at 2-8. So on paper at both JV and varsity, this should be a good weekend for Mason City to try and climb the standings, but splitting with the Roughriders a year ago, easier said than done. This is still going to be a team that's going to compete and potentially want to spoil the teddy bear toss day. Puck sent back to Mason City zone. Nonweiler with a nice pass to Endelman, but it looks like Aiden Lukazaka getting in there to break it up in the neutral zone. From behind the net, Endelman, that's going to be Nonweiler working the boards, working it up towards Nolan Hurd. A week 3 top 3 star of the week. Trying to add to his point total as he sends it across. A saucer pass to Gavin Cardona, but it just gets poked away on his way to the net. Coming back the other way, it's going to be Dylan Lorenzen. And he can't get a shot off as he's sent back behind the net by Sorensen and Cardona. And a pass gets blocked. Cedar Rapids trying to send it back with a line change on the way. Sorensen giving chase, working the boards once more, and it'll be all the way back the other way. Icing called off. Nobody able to touch it, and that's good pursuit from Williamson in the attacking zone for the Mohawks. Speaking of top 3 stars of the week, Tanner Relo earning this for the 3rd time on the season for Mason City, joining the likes of Aiden Hintermeister as the 2nd member of the varsity squad. Nolan Hurd a lone member of JV for Mason City, to earn top 3 stars of the week. So that's coming off of course, a big win at the I-35 Cup, breaking a 3-game losing streak for Mason City at the varsity level, and the senior class, for the first time since their freshman year, getting the cup back here in the River City. Well, after his big performance of a goal and an assist, we caught up with Tanner Relo. Be sure to tune into the pregame for the varsity broadcast to hear the comments from him and Coach Jake Sorensen. Good pursuit for Carson Asby, getting that puck at the point, trying to center it to the slot. It goes through to Aiden Miller. Trying to keep it in the zone for Mason City. Working the near side boards. Miller takes a shove in the back, still fighting for the puck. Now tips it back to the other corner, waiting for it, Carson Asby. Asby getting tripped up, but no call. And this will be brought out by Nora Severson. Trying to pass it across the ice. A big check into the boards from Alex Cervantes. Pulling double duty again as he had the game-winning goal against Ames, and an impressive shot it was. Unfortunately, we left our video broadcasting equipment back here in Mason City. So that would have been a very fun game to call, but just didn't have the opportunity to do so myself. But be sure to also, you could go back to the Ames Hockey Network. He snapped quite a nice shot. Wrister bar down, and the eventual game winner in a 2-1 decision. Loose puck behind the red line. Kinnick Peterson trying to give chase along with Hurd. Trying to send it to the slot. It's going to be dug out and cleared, but on net of Endelman. 9:44 on the clock. Still scoreless here from the Mason City Arena. In our opening contest for JV, we also got the North Iowa Bulls taking stage after the varsity contest, as there's a nice shot snapped by Jordan Endelman, but nobody there for the rebound. Brought back the other way by Cedar Rapids. Poked away by Kunst, and back out of the zone for offsides at 9:22. So when you compare both of the schools at either level, both pretty similar on paper in terms of success attacking. Similar point totals put up by Mason City. If they can play a good, clean defensive game like they usually do, then you can allow the little things to follow and fall into place. Also at the varsity level, Mason City snapping that 3-game losing streak. They'll enter this afternoon at 6-4. A nice wrist shot over the crossbar. While Cedar Rapids with 1 win thus far to 8 losses. Pierce trying to poke that one back. It's a shot from the point from Schilling. Olsen Schilling gets another one, and from behind the net on a ricochet, a near miss on an empty net for Reese Lunan. Rough Riders still putting on the pressure. A shot from the high slot. Just wide for Cole McGregor. Loose puck sliding all the way back to the Cedar Rapids zone. Another quick pass towards McGregor. Takes a shot just wide of the net. On the other side, Aiden Miller's going to get the puck in transition as he gets shoved along the boards. And the puck comes loose. Cedar Rapids bringing it out once more. It's Lorenzen from the point. A high shot over the net. And Cedar Rapids working from behind now. Lorenzen trying to center that one. It'll go to Asby. Asby past center ice. Now over the blue line. Braces for a hit, and he dishes the contact right back. Asby trying to center it towards Cervantes. Too sharp. Still in the zone. Cervantes from the points. But the momentum carries the puck away from him. It's Lakastka. Backhanded shot guarded nicely by Sorensen. Endelman with her foot planted against the pipes. Cedar Rapids unable to get the puck past her just yet. But they are controlling the pace thus far as the puck clears for icing at 7:12. Peterson wins the draw for the Mohawks as the loose pass goes to the point and passed. And now a scrap for the puck in front of the Mohawk bench. Good job by Hurd, causing enough duress as the puck winds all the way back to Mason City's offensive zone. Kuntz trying to work it across. And the puck gets dumped in by Cedar Rapids. Kuntz from behind the net trying to get this one to Caden Ames. Still working along the corner. Ames now has some space to carry it out. There's a nice pass up the ice. It's tipped. Endelman giving chase. Nobody by him. And here's a shot from the slot just over the crossbar. Kenneth Peterson with a nice opportunity. And the puck clears out of the zone, and now it's Holt on the chase. Here's a shot off the body of Endelman. Great save made on a fortuitous fast break for the Rough Riders, and a nice hit from Hurd. Peterson bringing it back the other way. Contact to the neutral zone now. Mason City trying to get settled in, trying to get a little momentum working with it. Endelman's just going to tip it forward and get a line change here for Mason City. The pursuit from Sorensen, but he just couldn't get on the puck as it goes back to the neutral zone. Both teams just trying to connect on passing so far, but it's now corralled by Mason City. Cardona with a long shot. Williamson from the corner trying to work it around. Cedar Rapids doing a good job limiting the chances early in this one for Mason City. They've not had much time to get too many scoring opportunities developed. Pass across the ice from Sorensen will end up on net. And Miles will keep it live for the Rough Riders. From center ice, Caden Ames keeping Miles on his toes, whips it into the crease. Miles with the block. Now Cervantes. The redirect pass towards Asby, now working the corners again. Good use of the stick by Ames to keep it in the zone. Asby with a wrist shot off the glass. Kuntz holds the line, passes it forward towards Cervantes. And now finally Cedar Rapids will take it out of the zone as there's a big hit from Cervantes. Been a clean game so far and not too much stoppage, really. We're all the way winding down to our final 4 minutes of the first period as a delayed penalty will be called for hooking, and it's going to be against the Mohawks. Kuntz heads to the box for a 2-minute minor here. The Rough Riders now with a chance to get back on the attack. We'll have Lorenzen and Peterson on the draw. Mason City on the penalty kill for the first time here today. Weston Nonweiler right off of the face-off, clearing it. It'll be a good test for the Mason City penalty kill unit to try and get in a rhythm and at least get familiar with it. Endelman stopping a backhanded shot, dicing right in front of the crease was Lorenzen. Trying to bury it, had a lot of net to work with, but the toe save continuing to succeed for the senior from WSR. 37 seconds into the penalty. And the Mohawks with traffic in the slot, they break up a pass and get rid of the puck once again to waste some time here. A long pass and tipped in, but right back. Good job on the PK from Sorensen. Now they'll trade shifts again. So even though the records don't show it, Cedar Rapids is still playing like a highly competitive team, not just here today, but this season. Got to try to win every shift you can. And then from there, let things fall into place. going to get a face-off here. 52 seconds still for the man advantage for Cedar Rapids. Mason City didn't get the draw to potentially set up a shorthanded opportunity. And now the Rough Riders on the move once again. With it, Schilling. Back from behind the net. Cardona will get some contact, still rendered clean, despite a player hitting the deck. Now Lunan getting some space. Fans on a pass, and it'll be intercepted by Asby. Past center ice, he'll just tip it in. Down to the final 15 seconds to the 2-minute minor. One more chance here for Lunan. A shot, a kick save from Endelman. Still a live puck from behind the nets. And Kuntz leaves the box. And he's getting back on defense. Rough Riders still on the attack. Cervantes gets a rebound, trying to carry it out. And he's working against stick lifts here, but the puck still winds up down on Cedar Rapids' side. They're still trying to get in the rhythm here despite peppering shots on Endelman so far this period. Nonweiler with a nice steal. He'll send it across. Miles will have to freeze this one with 1:28 remaining here in the first. So a fantastic job on the penalty kill for Mason City. Now back in even strength. Let's see if they can get something working in their favor. Peterson fighting in the slot. Now Sorensen whips one. Miles watches it all the way in, traps it against his chest for a great save made at 1:14. Face-off will go to Cedar Rapids. Working the boards back to the other side. Nonweiler with a nice stick lift. Endelman will jump on the puck. Endelman trying to get some space. A crossover, and it's a pickpocket steal for Holt. One-on-one. The shot just misses it. And the rebound. Good job for Jocelyn Endelman staying with that one. The first shot weakly fanned on, but two more Rough Riders there to corral, and there's a delayed penalty called. A player flattened in front of the crease, and this doesn't look too good here. Jordan Endelman on that one, escorted to the penalty box after I didn't see it happen, but it's like a big collision in front of the net, the delayed penalty, and Miles smart enough to skate towards the bench. It looks like this player will be able to skate to the bench at his own strength. We got number 98, Noah Baxter. And keep you updated if we get a return from Baxter. Obviously, as I always say, the intention should never be to hurt, and you always hope for the best. But it's always a good sign when they're able to skate back at their own strength. Still waiting for an official call for Endelman, and it looks like he will be disqualified, and that'll be it for Endelman in this one. Jordan Endelman, another player taking a big step forward this season, a sophomore forward and a big kid at 6'2", a $190, with a handful of points at either level, and that'll be a tough spot to fill for the rest of this one. We got 40 seconds left here in the first period, and now that's going to serve as a 5-minute major that likely will carry over into the second period. So now Mason City will once again be tested on the defense. Nonweiler with good contact from the corner. Still keeping the puck in the zone for Cedar Rapids. Skating with a wraparound shot blocked by Endelman. Still trying to work from behind the net. There's a check from behind from Nonweiler and still a shot. Endelman gets a piece of it and still keeps a goose egg up on the board. Looks like the final seconds will wind down here. And we'll get a brief first intermission. Mason City and Cedar Rapids still deadlocked at 0. But 4 minutes and 20 seconds, Mason City will have to defend against the power play. Step aside for a brief minute here. You're listening to Mohawks Hockey live on the MHN on YouTube. Both teams back out on the ice here. Endelman now controlling the south net. Miles up north on the end of the rink. Still scoreless in the JV game, a 5-minute major and game disqualification for Jordan Endelman. Will still make it 5-on-4 for the next 4 minutes and 20 seconds. Cardona going for the draw. Cedar Rapids ends with it on their side. And a nice pass forward to Gunkel from the slot. Looks like a Mohawk defender got the stick down as that one got deflected up and out of play into the net. We have 10 shots on goal for Cedar Rapids through the first 15 minutes. Mason City with 7. Lakoska passes it back for Baxter, so that's good to see Noah Baxter back out onto the ice after the penalty that had Endelman kicked from the game. From behind the net, Lorenzen with a pass to the slot. Nonweiler with contact, and the puck gets cleared. Taking the top. Well past, that puck sent well past the point. But Cedar Rapids quickly getting back on the attack. A minute into the second one here. Lorenzen with a nice crossover, trying to go back to the slot. He had Gunkel, but again, good check from Nonweiler. Baxter keeps it in front at the point. Nice passing from Cedar Rapids, but they just can't get the shot off. And another good job for Nonweiler clearing the puck once again on the shift. And he'll skate to the bench. A fresh line from Mason City. They don't need much, just a right placement of the paddle and a tip forward, and Mason City, no stranger to fast breaks. That should be about the only time that they're going to be taking a scoring chance here in the next 2.5 minutes. On the near board, sent back behind the net once again. Sorensen trying to get it out of the crease. Baxter sends it in wide of the pipe. Back to the slot, just wide. Asby, he's going to take his chances, getting Mason City on the move here. Asby with a shot, a chance for a rebound. And just frozen by Miles. I like the idea for Asby, just bringing it up. He had space. Still had a lane that carried him all the way into the zone. And a shot for a rebound, but no dice this time. We'll get a face-off in the attacking zone for Mason City, and Peterson will tip it back towards Caden Ames. Trying to send it through traffic. Working the boards is Miller, and Cedar Rapids finally snuffs out the puck. Passing it forward towards Fry, and offsides at 12:26, and rather icing. We go all the way back down to Cedar Rapids side. A good defensive game thus far. I'm sure both of these teams, if they can get some shots fired off and traded in for points, that would definitely help the confidence. And Mason City, they could use a little bit of confidence here. Through the past 3 games, they've only had 1 goal going back to Saturday the 22nd against Dubuque. Without a doubt, it's been a tough stretch of opponents, and even going back to that 6-0 loss for Ames, I've been very impressed for their underclassmen so far. Off of the draw, gets sent back to Baxter. 12 minutes to go here in the second. Puck still in the corner. Now brought out by Lunan, a quick turn. He slides it towards Endelman. Saves it with the paddle. On the far side boards. Nodweiler still playing pesky defense here. And a quick turn, and Cardona gets rid of that puck. A great back checking for number 42, Cardona, as well. Baxter hustling back up the ice. Doesn't have a passing lane as he gets checked into the boards by Cardona. There's a shot from the slot. And just dug out. Endelman having her work cut out for her early in this one. 14 saves for number 50. Cervantes with a nice stick lift, trying to jar the puck loose. He does momentarily. And finally, the penalty expires for Mason City. They have not been playing at full strength down the stretch here. We'll get icing at 10:24. And Mason City will still work from their defensive zone, but at least we got 5-on-5 hockey again. Also, a big reminder to join us this Wednesday night for the rescheduled Sponsor Appreciation Night game against Ames. Obviously, too much winter weather, but in the meantime, here comes Carson Asby. Another chance for him, a shot. Miles just makes the save. Reads it nicely, just sliding a bit to his left. Fields the puck and then traps it for a nice save made at 10:13. Alex Cervantes transitioning towards the forward. And he's made some very impressive shots. Not just this year, but he's got quite a wrist shot that we've seen from last year as well. But now he's taken over as a defenseman. A going back to the I-35 Cup game as well. The game winner belonging to number 8 Cervantes. And he also made the start in the game as a winger. So you can put him pretty much down anywhere and he's still going to play a hard game. Cedar Rapids will get the draw in their attacking zone. Peterson with a shove and a player goes down. The puck comes loose. Sent back behind the red line. Another whiff and Schilling sliding it back towards the net. And Cedar Rapids, they just striking out on that shift with the sticks. Still working in the corner here. Sorensen will field it at the point, takes a shot, and a flash of the leather. Nice glove save for Miles at 9:17. Face-off will go Cedar Rapids' way, back behind their own net. And great job quickly working it out of the zone, but Hurd gets back. Slide it back up north. Mason City had to hold off before entering the zone. Now Cedar Rapids able to get it past center ice. Nice little redirect towards Lorenzen as a player loses a stick. It's Lorenzen again, taking a shot. Endelman. Great anticipation so far this afternoon. That's her 18th save. We've seen strong goaltending for most of this season at either level for Mason City. Jocelyn Endelman and Jacob Barr really doing a good job protecting the net at either side. Going back to the I-35 Cup, if you got to put a first star in the game, it could very well be Jacob Barr. 39 saves against 40 shots faced. That lone goal coming on a power play. You also credit the defenders in front of him, but overall a great team effort and a big bright spot in a season that's already gotten off to a much faster start than we've seen in some years for the Mohawks. Face off at center ice will be dug out by Cedar Rapids. Cole McGregor bringing it over. Aiden Miller jumps on a loose puck, still corralled and kept in front of the blue line. A shot and a score! Closing in from the left wing, it's Owen Newland, a freshman out of Cedar Rapids, Washington. And nearly halfway through the game, we got a 1-0 score. Good reaction from the varsity Rough Riders, waiting to take the ice, showing support as Owen Newland with a nice goal scored and got the puck himself. No assist needed. Now Mason City, they have got to find a way to generate some scoring chances here to help show some support for Endelman. Currently getting outshot by 8 shots. Pierce trying to slide it towards the slots. Too many black and green sweaters in the way. Sorensen with a long shot, going for the tip-in. Williamson camped on the doorstep. Nearly able to get the redirect. A great setup, and now Pierce breaking up a pass, trying to work the corners again. Cedar Rapids trying to find a lane to bring it out. And they find a way to clear the puck. 7 minutes to go here. The unassisted goal for Newland, still making it a 1-0 game. Mason City, now they can sense the pressure on their side a little bit. Asby snaps a shot from way downtown. And Miles makes a nice save. Still a fight for the puck after the face-off. And a great job by Fry to take it out of the zone as he gets checked hard into the boards by Ames. From behind the net, Cedar Rapids trying to kick it back to the slot. Waiting for it is Hurd. Nolan Hurd quickly on the move. Drops his skates, but still makes a nice drop pass towards Cardona. But finally, the back checking from Cedar Rapids catches up. Bodies flying as Cedar Rapids tries to keep the puck moving towards Endelman. A shot gets redirected, luckily wide, and another shot off of a teammate here. Holt's got to wait to carry it across. That's with a redirect pass towards Cardona. Now Peterson. Kinnick Peterson. It's a shot kicked away by Miles. And how about so far the goalie performance for Cedar Rapids, Michael Miles. Just a freshman out of West Branch. 6 feet, 170. He's playing lights out so far. A long shot from Cervantes to be rebounded by Ames, trying to get closer. They'll trade a shot. This one will be taken back by Severson. Nice poke check for Aiden Miller. Plays blown dead. Looks like offsides at 5:08. Brogan and Cervantes going for the draw here. Cedar Rapids got to get another skater on the ice. It's Gunkel. And Schilling gets the puck on the draw. Sorensen trying to work the boards. Tip forward for Asby, setting himself up nicely. He's got a chance, sliding it across towards Miller. Just couldn't get set up for the shot. Sorensen trying to keep it in front of the blue line. A dugout by the Rough Riders. Nonweiler closing in. Gives a nice check, doing a great job holding the line, but it finally clears. And finally they get some space. Schilling trying to pass it forward towards Gunkel. Looking it back the other way. East Camp with a long shot. Lorenzen gets the puck, slides it forward from the slot. And Asby finally with a redirect. Here he comes from the right side. Carson Asby takes a shot. Miles, another great save. Cedar Rapids still clutching to a 1-0 lead. Miles keeping it. The Mohawks attack at bay so far, reaches out of the crease, freezes the puck at 3:54. Another face-off victory for the Mohawks. Pierce trying to work it towards Peterson from the corner. Just can't get it out. Now she'll dig it out herself as she gets checked from behind. And now Cedar Rapids will clear it. They got a chance, and Jocelyn Endelman, what a snag. A glove save as she was sliding to her right, but keeps her left arm extended. And she won't get beat on that one. 3:28 left before a much-deserved intermission for both of these teams. Face-off goes to the Rough Riders. Lunan just trying to get centered. As he centers a pass towards Newland, it goes wide. Great work from the slot for Mason City. As they'll take it out of the zone, Nonweiler will dump it in and try to give chase. Now Sorensen trying to close in. They'll slap the puck free, trying to work it back deep once more. Now along the near boards, good move by Cardona. Working it back and forth. Corner to corner. Two and a half minutes to go here in period number 2. Still 1-0. Rough Riders lead the Mohawks. Shot sent in from Cardona. Deflected. Cedar Rapids struggling to clear the zone, but they're not giving Mason City too much to work with. Hurd with a pickpocket steal, trying to tip it forward. Schilling with good back checking. Cardona will just send it deep. And they didn't see Phillips. Hot off the bench. He swoops in, gets the puck at center ice, and snaps one. But saved by Endelman. Now Cervantes with a nice move. Takes a shot. Still a loose puck. And dug out by Cedar Rapids. Great shot taken by Cervantes. They just don't have any answers for Michael Miles yet. This is quite a performance for the Rough Riders goalkeeper. From behind the net, Cedar Rapids, they got a one-timer from the slot, just blocked. Can't get rid of it, and Cedar Rapids, they had defenders up top. Now they're trying to work it forward towards Cervantes, and just goes wide. Looks like we got a delayed penalty called. Miles will leave the ice this one on the Mohawks. Less than 60 seconds to go, and Mason City still working against penalties, as finally Endelman will freeze it. 45 seconds to go. And it's going to be Alex Cervantes heading to the box. Called for roughing. It'll just be a 2-minute minor. But Mason City can't keep relying on the penalty kill, especially trailing as the game carries on. Popped up by Nonweiler past center ice, forcing Cedar Rapids to retreat. Schilling skating loose with it, and he'll re-enter the zone himself. Still looking to pass it off, and nobody there. It'll slide past center ice. Cedar Rapids looking to reset. 90 seconds left on the penalty. Sorensen will get rid of it. Good job clearing it. Miles will keep it alive, and now Kinnick Peterson finds the pass from Miles. He'll take a shot. Kick save at the buzzer. Cedar Rapids still in command of this one, 1-0. Mason City heading back to the locker room and the drawing board. 15 minutes left to tie it up and potentially take the lead in what's been a hard-fought game so far. We'll step aside. 10 minutes up on the board for our second intermission. And we'll be back for the third and final period in this one on the Mohawk Hockey Network. Welcome back to the Mason City Ice Arena, folks. We're just about set to drop the puck for our third and final period here in our opening JV contest. This will still be a 4-game series, 2 varsity, 2 JV this weekend between Mason City and Cedar Rapids. So don't forget to join us tomorrow as well. We'll go right into warm-ups in still a slated 2:30 puck drop for the teddy bear toss. You're not going to want to miss it, especially the first Mohawks goal. Knocking on wood, not going to jinx it, but it's going to be a sight to see as the ice turns a little bit more colorful. So stay tuned. Varsity to follow this one. We'll get a new broadcast up on the Mohawk Hockey Network. And if you haven't yet, give a big old slap shot to the subscribe button and ring the bell to stay notified every time the Mohawks take the ice. The opening draw will go to the Mohawks, still on the penalty kill for the next minute, as Cedar Rapids trying to double their lead here. Still 1-0 following the unassisted goal from the second, courtesy of the freshman Owen Newland. Miles and Endelman still both playing very solid in net for either side. Endelman with 22 saves on 24 shots as Cedar Rapids does just that and doubles the lead. Going glove side, top corner. And it looks like this goal belongs to Noah Baxter. It's 2-0 Rough Riders. So with 2 penalty kills, the third will prevail on the power play for Cedar Rapids as they're caught off sides right after the face-off at 14-16. So now Mason City, they've got a lot of work to do and not too much time to work with. Still getting outshot in a difference of 7. So it's not impossible. We could still smell a comeback in this one, but the sooner the better if they can get on the attack. Kunst is going to work from the corner to this one, getting it past Schilling. Sliding all the way down, icing as the tip goes unattended. Judging by the JV game, Cedar Rapids has come to play. 2-8 at JV, 1-8-1 at varsity. This is a competitive team. And I'm sure that they're not too thrilled that the first goal against them later today will launch the teddy bear toss. If they have anything to say about it, they're going to try to spoil it here today. And they're playing hard here in the JV game, still leading 2-0, and still trying to create more pressure for Endelman. After icing, the puck will end up back to the left wing. Michael Miles once again defending the south net on the left side of your viewing screens. Mason City will get the draw, but now they got to dig it out from the boards and get something set up. Still trying to carry the puck out. Aiden Miller gives chase behind the net. Kinnick Peterson closing in. Pins a player against the boards, and finally Cedar Rapids will pass it out. Holt getting forced to the right side of the ice, slides it behind the net. And we're working the boards once more. Baxter from the point takes a shot. He had the goal just a minute ago here in the third period. Miller with great back checking. Getting in the way of a pass, and finally Mason City will intercept it. Jude Sorensen will dump it in. Mason City with numbers, they just got to get the puck in their zone. Goes back to Weston Nonweiler, snaps one, going for the deflection. Peterson was off the mark, but he still got a piece of it. Icing call to 12 minutes flat will go back down to the Cedar Rapids side. Mason City trying to avoid 3 straight shutouts. Only 1 goal scored in the past 3 games. Go back to Saturday the 22nd against Dubuque. Cedar Rapids will clear it. And on target, so still a live puck. Severson tries to slide it across. Kunst breaks up a pass. Cardona trying to get rid of it from behind the net of Endelman. Bird trying to pop it up for himself. Contact in front of the blue line. Cedar Rapids will send it back. Now here's a shot just off the crossbar. Keegan. Guy Lachas with a nice shot. If I'm saying that right, either way. Luckily, that one just missing for the 3rd unanswered goal for Cedar Rapids.
He's holding him. Come on, open your eyes.
Cedar Rapids with a fresh line change. Now they'll take it out with McGregor. Back across the blue line. McGregor trying to get to center. Guarded nicely by Kuntz. Now Mason City trying to get rid of it. They'll sputter out of the zone, and now Carson Asby on the move. He's had chances, trying to get another one. Just getting it poked away by Baxter. Good use of the stick. At center ice, McGregor puts the brakes on and gets some space towards Newland. Newland with a shot. Just wide. McGregor keeps him in the zone. Carson Asby with another nice move in transition. Newland tips it forward for Lunan. Cedar Rapids on the move. Sliding it towards the slot, nobody home. Mason City, they just gotta find a way to get on the same page. Both players going for the puck, and it'll come away with a clean shot from the slot. Luckily, Endelman there to make the save at 9:58. Not much time left for Mason City to really get in a rhythm. You just got to find a way to get one. Got a lot of work to do here. You want to get back in this one. Sorensen works the boards. And an easy icing call at 9:39. Off the draw, Williamson trying to move the puck out of the zone. It'll wind up behind the net, going to the slot. Cardona nearly gets that one poked away, but he does a great job staying with the play. Gavin Cardona staying between the defender and the puck, and he gets tripped up as he goes sliding into the net. Cedar Rapids getting physical here in the third period, but they have still stayed out of the penalty box. So the net comes off. We'll dust ourselves off here. Cardona back on his skates going for the draw, and he will win it for Mason City. Bird trying to slide it closer from behind the net. He'll find it himself in the corner. There's a big check from Cardona. Keeps the puck loose, sliding to the other corner now. Williamson getting in front of it. Going back to the point, Raiden Kuntz with a shot. Just maybe deflected at the last second, but a great shot taken. Miles, I don't even think he saw most of that one. Mason City trying to get reset here. Icing called at 8:33. Mason City got to build off that shift. Got to keep looking for open lanes, taking sharp shots. Eventually, something's got to fall in your favor. Cedar Rapids gets the draw. There's a long shot taken. Endelman getting in front of it. 27 saves on the afternoon for her. There's a sharp pass across the ice. It goes through nearly to Chavez, but just out of reach. Now here comes Brogan back for the Rough Riders. Nonweiler will beat him to the loose puck. Trying to slide it out. Picked up by Ava Weed. Dug out by Chavez. Still sliding freely, but the Rough Riders, great back checking, get to it first. Nearly an offsides call. Cedar Rapids, all 5 skaters in their defensive zone. Weed's pass will be intercepted by Asby. Asby with a shot and a score! Mason City's on the board. That's all it takes. Mason City, they've done such a good job with quick transitions. Asby just camped out in a passing lane, takes one away from Weed, just skates forward enough, snaps a wrister, and beats Miles' glove side to cut the lead in half and get the Mohawks on the board. 7:39 left in regulation, still work to do for the Mohawks, but now they have life. And that's what you got to do with great shifts after great shift. You just got to keep building. Stay with the momentum, keep playing clean. They still have 3 penalties and a game ejection to nothing on Cedar Rapids. You got to take what they're giving you. You got to stay one step ahead, anticipate the puck, and you got to know what you're going to do with it. Puck winds up behind the net of Endelman. And now Kennedy Pierce jumps on a loose puck. She'll skate it up herself. Kennedy Pierce slides one on net to Miles, gets knocked down after the play. And roughing. So Pierce takes a shot, then takes a big hit after the shot. And it is going to be a roughing penalty. Number 85, Mitchell Nye, a sophomore out of Lynn Mar. 2 minutes for roughing, and with that, Mason City for the first time today in period number 3 on the power play. Brought to you by the Sports Page. Just a few healthy steps away from here in the Mason City Arena. All-American classics, pizza, drinks, you name it. Plenty of sports on the TV too. Mason City now carrying into the zone with Kennick Peterson. Nearly getting tripped up there. Aiden Miller finds Asby. Takes a shot off the body of Miles. Mason City got to keep your foot on the... Nonweiler with a big shot off the crossbar. Keeping their foot on the gas pedal here, shot for shot. Pass goes wide, they'll go back to Nonweiler from the point, off of a shin guard. It's Asby with the puck now, sliding to the right. We'll get reset here. Sorensen with a long shot, just wide. Peterson going for the deflection. Now from the corner, Miller slides it on net. Working it around, it's Nonweiler once again. Sliding it forward, he saw a defender closing in. Here's a chance on the doorstep. Peterson just wide. Halfway through the penalty. Asby with a shot, deflected. And finally, Cedar Rapids will get rid of it. An onslaught of shots from the Mohawks. Got to keep the pressure on. They're working it past center ice. Aiden Miller. This one slid back by Lunan. 5.5 minutes to go, 30 seconds remaining on the man advantage. Sliding it forward to Aiden Miller. Now Alex Cervantes closing in. Takes a shot, deflected by Miles. Now Caden Ames from the point. Takes a shot just wide. Kuntz protects the line. Miller goes back out to Ames once again with the penalty winding down. They score! Mason City ties it up. Caden Ames with a second chance, and he capitalizes, burying the puck, and we got a 2-2 hockey game. With 1 second left on the penalty. Counted as Mason City executing on the power play. A great shift for the Mohawks. It's been a very strong third period, and they got to finish strong here. Either going for the win or going for the shootout. Either way, you got to get points in this one. Nolan Hurd. Now 2 unanswered goals for Mason City. Slides one on net. Miles will stop it in its tracks. Still a 20-plus save performance for either goaltender, so that's going to be something to hang your hat on. Endelman with 27, Miles with 23. But the pressure's on either of them now as the next one obviously takes the cake. Sliding into the zone will be Gavin Fry. Fry from the corner, going to the slot. Just missing on a one-time opportunity. Alex Cervantes up the center of the ice. Stays with the puck. Does a good job staying with the duress, keeping possession, but didn't have anyone to pass it off to. Now from the corner. Cervantes trying to dig it out. And now Cedar Rapids will come away with it at center ice. Kuntz slaps it back. Miller will dump it into the zone. Mason City needing fresh skaters on the ice. 3:45 to go in regulation. Still knotted at 2. Loose puck in the neutral zone. Schilling will jump on it. For offsides, he had to hold off for just a second. Asby at center ice keeps it moving. Loose puck winding up at the red line of Miles. Kept in by Peterson. Kinnick Peterson keeps the puck down, but it just escapes. And slapping it forward will be Gunkel, and Endelman will just freeze it with 3:12 left here in the third. Well, a tremendous effort to fight back in this one for Mason City here in the third period. See if they can keep this momentum on their side and potentially get the game winner here in the next 3 minutes. So far, 2 victories have come on the shootout. Loose puck at center ice, Mason City, nobody in front of Carson Asby. Takes a shot just wide. A fast break opportunity, 2-on-1 for the Mohawks, but they just come away empty-handed. Aiden Miller with line changes on either side, waits for the puck. keeps it in the zone. Way to dance around. Now Nonweiler gets it behind the net. Nobody there covering the points. And Lunan will come racing up the near side, trying to slide it, and McGregor flicks it towards Endelman, but it just gets kicked away. And Mason City keeping the flow moving south. Asby will dump it in. We need a full line change for the Mohawks. 2 minutes now. Up the near side. Kuhn slaps it back. Keeping the Rough Riders at bay. Now back to Lunan at center ice. And a delayed penalty, this one on Mason City for interference. This will be the second 2-minute minor served up by Alex Cervantes, and just not good timing down here, closing in on the final 90 seconds. We got a minute 36. For JV overtime, we just go straight to the shootout. That'd just be 3-on-3 overtime. That'd be 4-on-3 favoring Cedar Rapids. And with fewer men on the ice, that creates a lot more space for scoring chances. By the timeout taken here, both sides to their respective benches, both coaching staffs vocal and trying to articulate where we're at in this one. Cedar Rapids with a golden opportunity to retake the lead. Mason City 2 for 3 on the penalty kill. Can they prevail once more? You're going to finish the game shorthanded no matter what. You got to protect first, and if you got space, you better make something happen if you're going to go for it shorthanded. Face-off won by the Mohawks and cleared immediately by Jude Sorensen. For the 4th time today, Cedar Rapids on the power play. They scored on their last chance. Schilling racing up the ice, and he makes them pay for it immediately. 19 seconds into the penalty, and Cedar Rapids is back on top. Carson Schilling, a junior defenseman out of Prairie. Too smooth with it. Takes a banana route, but he has just enough room to take a shot. And he got all of that one. Mason City back to full strength, but now it's gut check time. 70 seconds to go. Cervantes sends a grounder towards the net. Still a loose puck in the zone. Asby on the doorstep. Good chase for Mason City. Now we got less than a minute to go. And an empty net. An extra attacker. Newland jumps on it. We had offsides. Mason City, they had bodies closing in on Newland. And also bodies sprawled out looking to block any shot out of desperation. Face-off will be just in front of the Mason City zone. Endelman has got to get back there in net. You got Jared Cervantes with his hand on the door, ready to get an extra attacker back out there. Need a face-off victory here, but it will go to the Rough Riders. Newland will dump it across. Now Sorensen with a long pass, trying to get to the speedster Aiden Miller. Miller trying to tip it back. It gets into the zone. Now Sorensen sending it on net. They keep it alive. Puck as Endelman leaves the ice. Miller gets the stick down. Mason City still with it in their zone. 23 seconds left in the game. From the corner, The puck slides all the way up north. Nonweiler just gets to it in time. The final 5 seconds on the board. You got to take a shot. Cervantes just goes wide and time expires. A hard-fought win, and Cedar Rapids is all fired up to take this one. What started as a great third period for Mason City unfortunately ends in despair. A power play goal with just the final 90 seconds left. And they'll escape with the win 3-2, but still a great game from either side. And that one to open up what should be a fun, action-packed weekend. We'll finish this broadcast, but don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with varsity warming up. Some more content for you in the pregame show. And then, of course, the teddy bear toss. We're going to hope for a Merry Christmas in Mason City when we come back. Once again, your final score, Cedar Rapids 3, Mason City 2. Back.